Alright guys, I don't normally make one of these little bits at the start of a video, but I'm just going to say you need to watch this video, watch it all the way through, listen to what it is that I'm saying, because it's not only been a phenomenal week, it just shows how good this strategy is, and you're going to learn a hell of a lot from it. Might be a bit boring, it's about an hour long, but trust me, you're going to get more value from this one video than you are from any other strategy that you find on YouTube at all. And it's here for you for free. Enjoy. Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to go through another week of backtesting, the way which we do it FTR, which, just in case you're new to the channel, we'll go through the rules. It doesn't take very long. We trade zone to zone. Okay, so we use the following time frames, which is the daily, the H4, the 15 minutes. We can refine it to the 1 minute if you want to. But essentially, we've noticed that the market just literally goes zone to zone, and it is following liquidity more than anything. So, you know, that's spotted on the markets through supply and demand. You can refine it into order blocks. There's an array of things that you could do, but we look for our entries on the 15 minutes pretty much. So I'm just going to demonstrate on here what the ideal chart would look like. Let's just say that the market is floating around in the middle, and it's just come off a downtrend like this. Now, we've just got to an area, call this an H4 block. This could be an area of supply or demand, doesn't matter. And the 15-minute passes through. Ideally, we want to have a body break, okay? Because the body break shows momentum in the market. It demonstrates that the market is starting to fall off, and the most likely area where it's going to go to next is the next H4 area of demand in this case. So essentially, price breaks out and we're looking for pullbacks, essentially just trying to get into an order block on the 15-minute and feed it down to here, take our profits right there. What we do once we get to the next order block is we're just cautious that this could be an area where we might reverse from, okay? Chances are you're going to get a reaction because it's a release of liquidity from everything within here. But if we're looking for a reversal, if you know, the first sign of a reversal is likely going to be chock or a really severe pin bar. So if we're to get chock, which is going to look something like this, we're going to try to get involved in the furthest pullback possible and follow it back up to the next zone, okay? So usually just to the base of the zone when you're going counter trend. But if price comes up to, you know, one of the previous areas or a new area, we know from our statistics that we've got a 2/3 chance that price is actually going to pass through it, okay? So we're expecting to see a push up, pull back, push up, break with a body, preferably an H4 body break as well, but you can't always get that. Try and get a pullback to the nearest pin bar and then, nearest order block, and then feed our way up to the next one. So it's really as simple as that. You'll be able to see that the time is 12:30 on the Friday. So, you know, I just don't, you know, I'm a little bit tired doing this, but it's always important to do the previous week's back testing. So I thought I'd let you guys join me because I know that was a hell of a week, really incredible week on the market. So hopefully we're going to catch all of them on the back test, but you know, this isn't really a case of me versus the market or anything like that. So I'll go back and I'll mark things up in hindsight if I miss it as well. You know, I know what I got out of the market this week and it was fairly decent, but there was so much left on the table, it was unreal. So I just want to demonstrate to you just how effective the strategy is. So if we start off on the daily, we're essentially just looking for supply and demand zones, you know, possibly order blocks. This might be some workings which we got from last week. There we go. There's the rules from last week if you want to have a quick look. So we're looking for areas of supply and demand, areas where price is likely going to reverse. Now, don't forget this key fact that the higher time frames respect higher time frames, so don't respect the lower time frames. So the daily is not going to respect what the H4 is doing, unless the H4 is just this monster candle out of nowhere, which is rare. So, you know, daily respects a daily, weekly, monthly, etc. H4 respects H4, daily, weekly. 15-minute respects the H4 and the daily, and so on and so forth. So you never want to bank on everything just reversing, you know, especially a daily candle. You don't want to bank on that reversing on a H4 because it's very, very unlikely. The daily goes towards previous daily zones, and it's really as simple as that. So we've got the daily marked up. There's not really anything too extravagant up here. There's probably an H4 in here which we might want to mark up. There's nothing too much below us apart from a load of liquidity. I'll just say as well, if you're still watching, do watch it to the end, because you're going to get a lot of, it sounds like ramblings from me, but you get my thought process, which helped sort of create this strategy. So you should be able to figure out what I'm looking for in the markets and start to replicate what it is that I do and start getting, you know, those bigger moves out of the market. All right, so just here, you know, this is an order block. Okay, really simple. It's a bit tricky though, because we do have imbalance above it as well as below, but that's an order block. So we're gonna try to mark that up on H4, but I also just noticed another one above it, which doesn't look great to be fair, but it's okay. But again, there's imbalance above. I don't like order blocks with imbalance on both sides. I only like imbalance near side, not far side. So there's a couple of H4s above us. There's one which we're kind of at the moment. It's not fantastic at all. Might remove that because it's not that solid. I'm just going to zoom in. Didn't really sweep. I'll tell you what. I'll extend it to cover the whole of the top there as well. We might not even react to it, to be fair. I don't remember what happened. I know there were a couple of beastly trades on, it was either Monday or Tuesday. Hopefully I remember roughly where they were, but if I don't, we should just be able to pick them up on the back testing. So, right, there's H4 here. In the next videos, by the way, if I'm going to continue doing these back testing videos, I'll just go back to the middle of the year and pick up from, I think TradingView goes back quite easily 6 months or so on the 15-minute. So we could just do the previous 6 months of back testing as well. Just let me know if you'd like that, you know, stick it in the comments or something, and I will do that. Ideally I'd do, you know, 1 or 2 a week, 1 or 2 videos a week. Just looking at this for the H4, to a lot of people this would look fairly decent, this drop down, but it hasn't swept any liquidity of anything, and it's also it's kind of been rebalanced as well, so it's not brilliant. So I'll just kind of leave that there. I think that's us done on the higher time frames for the time being. I'm going to try to flick back to, you know, H4s wherever I can remember it, if there's anything relevant, but what we'll do is we'll just get started, all right? So there's going to be a lot of trades which I miss while doing this, so if you spot anything that I do miss, literally tag the sort of timestamp if you can in the comments, and I can take a look and answer you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What we'll do is we'll probably start off with this. It's not massively good, but it's all right. I remember missing this on the chart, and a lot of people called it out. So yeah, a lot of people in the group called it out, but I just missed it because I don't know what I was looking at. I was looking at the charts at this time, but I just missed it. But spoiler alert, it's a winner. So that would just be your target pretty much. It's a 1 to 5, just a relatively small target. But here we go. Start of the week, doji, Asian session, so not much to do apart from get tagged in. Profit, there you go, before you even wake up. So 1 to 5, just gonna mark that as a winner. There we go, happy with that. Now we've got into the H4. So we're expecting that we could see, you know, a bit of price movement within here, but preferably we want to see a chalk down, come down, grab liquidity from this and work our way up again. So, you know, this is an unmitigated order block, and this one is just an inside bar, and this one is slightly mitigated, but it's just also an inside bar, but with a sweep. So they've all got their own strengths and weaknesses and stuff, but you know, there are 3 different types of order block here and they're all okay. So have we left anything behind? Potentially we have left this little downward candle. I'll mark it up, but I might take it off in a minute. It depends what price action does when it leads to it. I know that I'll get some questions in the comments saying, well, you know, this is the middle of the night. And it's like, yes, it is, but you know, there are traders all across the world, so you might be trading during this time. And sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Right, so we're possibly gonna sort of like half chalk down to get to that, so I'm not massively eager on it, especially seeing that now. What time are we? 5:30 in the morning. Right, 9:30 in the morning. So London has kicked off, 8:45, 8 o'clock. It's left behind a nice order block. If we get like a body break up here, so if we get a boss, which is the opposite to a chock, so, you know, continuation trades, and if we could break out of here, even better, we've left behind another order block. So, and this one's quite nice looking. Just because it's nice looking doesn't mean that it's going to work, but, you know, whatever. Oh, in case you're new to the channel, I'm adding half a pip to all of my stop losses, because a lot of people trade funded accounts these days, and, you know, you've just got to account for your spreads. Oh. Right, we'd be tagged in now. There are some ways where you can essentially make your trading safer and not get stopped out all the time. And that's just by using stop orders, which I would massively recommend. So, you know, using a stop order, you do have to be there at the chart. So when price comes into your stop loss area, hit your stop order, because if price comes back through, you're tagging into momentum. If price doesn't come back to where your entry would have been on a pending order like this, then you don't get the loss. Price just passes through without tagging you. So, you know, very smart way to trade if you can. You know what, if we just took profit right at the top there, what would that be? 3.5, not enough. Looks like it doesn't matter. Now, just look at the price action here. Wick break, pretty much a wick break, pretty much a wick break. Price is going to tank in a second. Can almost, well, I won't say I'll guarantee it, but can almost guarantee it. There is also a, I took this in real life. That's all I'll say at this stage. Tempted to do a manual punch out on this, but we won't, just for the purpose. Maybe I didn't take that in real life. Okay, I thought that I did. Maybe it was that. You know what, I don't remember. I literally don't even remember. We're already up into Tuesday. What I'll do is I'm gonna go back to the H4 now, so I'm just gonna go back a candle so it doesn't reveal everything, because we've already just done a day. That was quite quick. I just want to see if we've left anything behind on the H4. No. Inside bar right here, potentially, so I'll just mark that up. So with that being an inside bar, all what it is demand in the market. All right, it's not an order block, it's just demand. So particularly good for continuation trades. It doesn't always happen, but it does happen quite frequently. So, you know, price come down, bounce off of the area after it's grabbed any liquidity, and off it goes again to the next zone. But we're just going to leave that as it is for the moment. Really want price to come up here so we can get a win. Or, oh, we've already got a win. We want to get a second win. Oh. Right, I would manually close out. Like, if you're getting that close, you know, I'd manually close out, especially with these candles forming now. and it's 8 in the morning. That's a downward candle. I know from the London breakout, that's a sweep of liquidity. Price is going to tank. So let's be realistic. I'm going to say that we did punch out of this about there. 4.39. I know that I would in real life. So this one hasn't been tagged, but maybe it was that one which I took in the end. But watch what happens. Oh well. There is an order block left here. So that's an M15. Oh, I do apologise. Let's clear up the charts a little bit. Need to go back to prior to 10 o'clock, not to reveal anything. So there's, oh, don't want to reveal the daily. H4 will do. This daily has been passed through, so we can clear it off the chart. And I'll tell you what, let's move it back a bit further, so we can get to this H4, which has also been passed through. So what we can see on the charts now is the relevant stuff. All right, so the relevant stuff is up here and below us. All right, so hopefully that's making a bit of sense. Oh, and the H4's just, if that's a close of an H4, which it pretty much is, we've just got a new H4. And that looks okay. So yeah, any M15 order blocks within there, I'd be quite happy to start shorting. So here we go, got the breaker structure right here, not the strongest, but breaker structure means that we are working down. It is a body break, it's not particularly strong, but, or not particularly big, but nonetheless it's still worth noticing, or noting, let's say. Target the CH4. Tagged in. Boss is now down here. It's looking neat. Tagged out. Damn. Whoa. Okay. Right, that's nice. Let me clear this off a little bit. I was going to say this has left behind a nice order block, but we haven't had boss down here, so oh well. Oh, and another chance. You know what? I have a feeling that I took a couple of trades here, but they may have been on the 5 minute, so I refined even smaller. I'm going to show you. 5 minute there, 5 minute there, and we got shock on the 5 minute. No, it doesn't make sense. Pretty sure I had trades off here though. Just going to check the previous structure. Yeah, that was very neat. Just off of there. Oh well. Keep going. There we go. There's the breaker structure that we wanted. Left a nice inside bar. Not going to get the 1 to 4 that we require though. So what we will need to do is, this is the only time when we play with a stop loss size or entry, entry position. There, make it work for us. So if we don't get tagged in the halfway point, it doesn't matter because it didn't fit our plan. If we do and it goes to target, great. So 4.72 if that comes in. No, it doesn't. So we keep on pressing down. That one we're done though. I'll mark it up. I did say that I'd do them in hindsight if I spot them. If it gets the tag. Yeah, it does. Cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. $3.58, you know what, it doesn't do it. Are we trying to target anything? Would we have kept that on? No, we wouldn't have kept this one on because look at that momentum coming down. So remove that from the chart. We do still have this. Oh no, we don't. We do have that though. Why didn't I see that? And we've also got this one down here. Gonna have to check the time. 6:30, gonna go back a little bit. 5:45, check the H4. How we're looking? Well, we are looking as though we have just crashed through everything. So yeah, market's dropping. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting to do this. Sorry, guys. Right, I'll move to daily because it's obvious where the daily high is. Right, so daily boss is up there. H4 at the moment. H4 boss is also up there, so it's in the same place again for the moment. Now there was a bit of a debate in my group, started by me being a bit of a nuisance. So not looking at the charts properly. I had this as my potential H4 chock and it wasn't technically. So H4 chock is actually down here, possibly where I just grabbed it from. So this is like an internal because it's an inside bar, not quite an internal, but it's a like a minor chock, if that makes sense. So yeah, we got that. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get anything. Did we get a tag? Yeah. A small tag off of this one. So that's the one which I was just saying about. But given the price action, it's probably going to be short-lived. Now it's inch perfect. Nice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. What time of day is that? 7 PM. Alright, so getting into tricky time because you'd have spread hours coming up, but you know, just take your profit there. Where there's some supply coming into the market. So yeah, 7:15. And in a matter of fact, it's a trade off of that. So, sorry, I'm just going to reassess this one. We would have got a tag, but where would we take profits? So that wouldn't have worked at 3.58. It would have reached there. You'd just be holding it and sort of like following it down. So you wouldn't have to manually close out, but it's fairly obvious that the market is dropping. So can move it down to there, to an actual break. But then it contradicts that entry. This is one of those sort of stay in the market type trades. Okay, so you got a move down, you're expecting a bounce up, you want to exit one trade as you enter another one. I didn't do this in real life, just so you're aware, but you know, it looks quite clear on the chart that it could have been done. So again, it is something that you could do. Let's keep it on there just for the sake of it. We won't count that in our results, but I'll keep it on the chart. All right, so we'll make it like a, let's do a little smiley face. Hey, this one, did that one get good? No, it didn't get tagged on that one. All right, we can keep that on for the time being because the target would at least be a break of this low now. I could probably just get the normal entry that we'd want. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Yeah, look at this price action. It's a bit tired. Time of day, 10. All right, so going into spreads. Go back one, look at the H4. Oh, and also the daily, because it's the end of the day. So it won't reveal anything. So yeah, daily had at this point pushed up to create a new high, hadn't created a new low at this point, but it's looking like the market's running out of steam. So we had that giant push and then a bit of a zigzag. All right, so normally when you get that, it often means, doesn't always mean, but it often means that the market's running out of steam and we might see a drop off. Because look at all this imbalance, it means that there's no orders in there, or there's very few. So, well, most of the time. So yeah, that's fine. Daily H4, H4 was marked out okay, wasn't it? Yeah, we have this H4 up the, oh, we did have an H4 at the top. That's been mitigated now. This is probably the best bet for the H4. Up there. Go check the 15. Was there anything left behind? Not that I can see. All good. Let's keep going. All right, so this one would have taken profit, which is cool. Would have taken profit there. Put a little tick on it. Oh, by the way, you'd probably be thinking, why would you take this one? When we're actually clearly in a downtrend on the M15. On the H4, we're still in an uptrend, and this is an H4 order block. Okay, so it's the extreme of an H4. I'd also take trades anywhere else in the H4 as well, as long as they made sense. But you know, this is an order block, it's the extreme, you can take it. And you would just basically feed up to the next area of supply and demand. Doesn't always have to be the next time frame up, it could be the same time frame. And if you're being conservative because you just want the market to rebalance before it continues, just do that. So, you know, pretty decent win right there. Let's keep going. All right, cool. So we get the tag in this move. Did I not draw it on? Didn't draw it on. And let's look at where we're gonna get out if we're not taken out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What time was that tag? 1:15, that'll be fine. I think I got tagged in that in real life. I have a feeling that I did. So this has already been broken. First target is going to be that really until you break even, but your next target should be somewhere down here, probably in the next zone. Down like that. That should be your target. So this one, this little breaker structure on the M15, pretty much move your stops to break even if you want to, but it's also leaving behind another potential order, well, it is leaving behind an order block, which has mitigated as well, so solid. You know, this bit, I'm going to draw it out now in advance. So if we do break down here first, this is going to leave behind a pretty solid order block. All right, this is one which I like. M15 and the entry. I hope I'm not doing all these markups in vain because I don't want it to come up and pass back through and just make it invalid. So not setting anything just yet. We need to get a break of the, well, we need to get chock on the, oh, sorry, we have had chock on the 15. We've had chock right here. We don't need to get this whole, you know, the main structure. We've had chock right there, so we can mark up the charts. Because we're quite convinced that the market's going down, that H4 is heading down, so we just do what the H4 tells us to do pretty much. Same target. Okay, I remember what happens with this because I was actually in these trades. So get a tag into this, and you can share my frustration in a minute. Okay, so, you know, being the wise owl that I am, not. 2 trades, one's 15R almost, one of them's 13, so like combined, what is it, 14.5 and 13.5, 17.5, 27, 28R right here, I think. Yeah, about 28R. Just watch this. It's leaving behind other ones, very weak order block there. That's also weak because of the wick. So we've gone down to a decent zone so far. All right, so let's just look at, you know, best case scenario at the moment. Up at 5R before it turned and 6R, so up 11 and a bit, around about this point. Price comes back in, starts tanking, which is really cool. Another opportunity right here to get involved. So the market often does this. Comes up, rebalances, retries an area, gives you 2 or 3 chances to get involved in a move. Okay, so there's another target down there. I'll move these back down. So these are now running at pretty much 8.5 and 7.5, which is what, 16. So up 16 on there, and just waiting for another one to come in because we've just had shock again on the 15. Market hasn't quite given it to us. It's working its way back up. It's tempting. Bang. There we go. We get another one. But what do we do here? I'll let you guess. All right. I was caught out last week when I was doing the backtesting, but I wasn't caught out this week with the live trading. I'll tell you where I exited my trades. I punched out manually. Exactly there. All right, so I didn't enter this trade and I punched out of these 2 trades right here. So it's just above the high of that inside bar. So I got out of 2 trades. One was 5.5, one was 4.5. So, you know, up 10R, great. But it was, what was that, 16 or 18 down there? And the target was like 20 odd. And then there's also this other opportunity. And the reason for it, it only says on here durable goods orders, but it was also unemployment rate. Okay, so when you go to Forex Factory, it shows a bigger or a potential bigger red news event. And the wise thing to do is exit before a red news event if you're close to your stop loss. And the reason for that is slippage. So I'll tell you a brief story in a second. So back in November or October last year, I had the very embarrassing feat in front of my group of live streaming my trading, and it was either CPI or it was the other big event. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I had an entry about 50 pips away from where price currently was, and it was the big news event of the month. And I was about 50 pips away, but my stop loss was only 1 pip. So it was an old order block that I forgot about. Just completely forgot that I had a pending order on it. Anyway, price, red news event came in, price shot straight past my stop loss. And because of slippage, I lost something like 14.5% off of my account, and it was my personal account. And even though, we get good weekly returns on this, that was gutting because it was in front of a group of people. It was massively embarrassing. And even though I sort of like tried to play it off like, oh, these things happen, I was infuriated at myself. Like I was beyond embarrassed. I was pretty pissed off, to be honest. So yeah, essentially just get out. When you see red news events being flagged, like we were all aware of it. I don't remember what I was doing at this. Oh yeah, I was looking after my little kids, so I saw it down here. I took a screenshot on my phone just to show the balance and stuff. So I did see price down here, but when I finally got to the chart, it was retracing quite strong. And I knew the red news event was coming up, so I thought I'm just going to get out because it's going to grab liquidity from this for the red news event. So you could kind of see what was going to happen following the whole trend. You could tell what direction the red news was going to go, because there's no liquidity in here. Even this order block here, it's being rebalanced, so it's not very strong. Everything, this is all just liquidity. It's curved liquidity, so it should just shoot straight through. So even though I had all the confluences lined up to take a red news event in my favor, it's never worth it because, clawing back 14.5%, through the embarrassment of just making a mistake in front of everybody, that does more damage psychologically than it does on your actual results. So, Here we go, red news event. Not as big as what we all expected it to be, but red news event nonetheless. We didn't get chock, so we had internal here, okay, so there's an internal chock there with the inside bar, but we haven't got solid chock because we need to get a break of this. We're still targeting the H4 for anything that we'd be in, but there is now another order block, which I don't remember setting an order on, but I guess I could have. Oh no, I was busy. I was pretty much busy that whole day, so there we go. I didn't come back for it anyway. So yeah, it depends on your risk appetite, but I am going to include these in the results, all right? Just because I punched out doesn't mean that everybody else would, and the strategy gives off, well, the results, because you choose to exit before red news events. That's up to us being smart, okay? Like if you didn't do it and you were working as like a hedge fund trader, you probably lose your job. So I will include these. So it's 14.5 and 13.5, which makes it 28, plus another 11, 39, plus what we've got already, which is like, what's that, 45.5. Did we get that one? We did, yeah. No, but we're not including it. That one we didn't get a tag, so I'll take it off because it would just cause confusion. That one was a -1. I've forgotten what we're up to, 40 something. That one was a win. Was that this week as well? Yeah, we're up to like 53-ish, 54. And it's only Wednesday, all right? So, you know, for all of you watching the video so far, thank you. You know, you're doing well for yourself watching, you know, probably half an hour into a video so far, but just let me tell you, it's not over yet. It's just been a sick week in the charts. So we have another order block formed. Well, it's more supply, but it's good. And the target would be, you know, a break of down here. However, haha, right. This I forgot about in real life as well. Over here. I forgot about this trade. Now, I'd had this marked up on my charts from Monday, and exactly like what's happened right now, I forgot to slide it across on my charts. So when I was watching on Wednesday, I could see this. I hadn't dragged my little order block tool across, so I didn't realize there was an order to be had. So I'm just gonna slide this over. Having said that, it's probably not this point. It might be another part on the chart. Now, where's the target gonna be? I hear you say. Bear in mind that there is another potential down here, but it's not particularly strong. Okay, there's another potential M15 down here, but it's not a hugely strong one. And there is, I think, yeah, there's a lot of rebalance to come underneath us. All right, so there's a lot of liquidity underneath us, or, you know, lack of, so the market should drop. This is pretty much the extreme of the whole range. All right, so the target is actually a break of the daily. It's all the way up here. All right, this is where the target will be. Don't think we reached it by the end of the week, to be fair, but that's where the target is. It's a 21R trade. Now, if we're going in this direction and we've got this trade on as well to go short, we still take it. All right, we're gonna lose at least one of these, and that is fine. Now, this little stepladder approach, was not a fan of it. Didn't see any strength in it. I thought, oh, okay, at least I've missed that trade. You know, I forgot to take it. Like, you know, I didn't drag my stuff across from the charts. Let's look at this. So I didn't drag anything across because what we're doing essentially is we're still looking at potentially taking these trades too. But because these are in the H4, All right, so the H4 is making it a little bit stronger. That being an H4, you take that trade. Do you take these trades anymore? You can do, but you've got a lower chance of them working because they're not in an H4 order block. All right, so that's why we don't have trades and losses off of these ones. We have this trade and we'd have this trade. So if price passed through, we'd have only lost 1, 2, not 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one we'd have taken as well because it's in the H4, and you'd probably take an early one back here as well, but there weren't any. Oh, there was this one, which you could be forgiven for taking. And let's just, I was going to say for the sake of it, we'll just mark this up as a loss up here just to, give us an extra loss, but in reality you wouldn't take it, so no, we can't. Keep going. We're in this trade now. Okay, sorry, I forgot to mark this one out. So we're in this trade. The initial target will be there. Oh, that was it. Yeah, I was doing a mentoring call during this time, and we all saw, well, we pretty much saw price pass through here and just go red and kick me out of the trade, which is fine. But yeah, we had a brilliant, really brilliant first FTR mentoring call. That was really cool. So it was like the video which I posted a few weeks ago, but just refined a little bit more. Going to refine it even further now. But it was a good first start, without a doubt. It was really good fun to deliver, and I think it was really good fun for everybody else because, 15 people or so interacting on the chart, it's really good. It's a combination of minds. Now, bear in mind what's up here. All right, I just want you to figure out how price works. This was our boss on the 15, so I'll use this to just make it a little bit easier. This is our M15 chock. Now we've had a body break out of the M15 chock. It means that we do not want to take any more shorts. So even though there's an order block left behind here, oops, I'll mark it up properly. Oh my days. Even though there's an order block to take there, we're not going to be taking it because we've bounced off of the H4, okay? And the H4 and the daily are both going long. So this would be classed as a counter trend trade, and we just don't want to do that, okay? You don't want to take counter trend if you can help it. One concern, which I think we all had at this stage, is this is all just liquidity, all right? So this whole price action here is liquidity. It's very, very weak. Considering the time though, the time at night, 9:15, just going to do 2 more candles so we can flick over to the daily quickly, but this is all liquidity. It should just be torn through if price ever comes back. So in the future, when price does come back to this area, it should smash through all of this, break through there, tear all of its way down to probably down here. There's not much within this bit. So, this should all go really, really fast. As soon as the dollar starts gaining strength again, it will start, this will start tearing down. So I'm going to flick over for daily because we're at the end of the day, and we can see, just looking at how the price action worked, came down, big wick up. It's a rejection from somewhere, rejection from this. Daily's working its way up. Chock is all the way down here for the daily actually. H4, we can have a look at that. Came down, mitigated this H4, or rebalanced it. Potentially working our way up. Definite rejection though, you can't deny that. Didn't chock down. Next target is going to be the break of these highs. For at least a daily and the H4, because we've bounced off the extreme H4, which is the furthest one, the target has got to be up here. It's just following boss and chock. So, H4 is doing that. It's also targeting liquidity from another H4, which is likely going to be up here. But the first target just needs to be a break of that. So that trade that we're in, we need to hold it to at least here. All right, I hope that makes sense. So here we go. Let's get cracking with Thursday. So blimey, okay, we powered through the first day. we're not that far through. Okay, so because we're up about, I don't know, 6,000%, we can start taking a few risks because there's going to be a lot more here as well. Right, there is actually a demand candle there, but it's not that solid. We'll watch price action. Still early in the morning. $6:45, 7 Frankfurt open. Price has come up. It's reacting from these areas. Why? Because it is old supply coming into the market. Also, everyone else is looking at this area. So people are starting to sell. This is going to create the order block for when price pushes back up. So these are all the trapped orders. These are the dumbasses, which is not us. So you can already see that price is trying to reject these areas. You know, it's pressing down, wicking back up, right? But there is now possibly longing opportunity here. I'm going to cover that wick just so we can get a rebalance. And we are going to try and get long there because it's a 15-minute and we're in the middle of like bloody nowhere. This would be our first kind of target, just a continuation. And then beyond that, you know, if we get past there, you see there is quite a lot behind us. Let me just check time again. So 7, 10. I don't think there are any solid H4s down here. So, you know, there are imbalances. Yeah, don't be greedy. Like we could set this as a target, or we can set that as a target. You know, 20R versus 8. So, you know, if I sent this out as a signal, for example, I'd say here's TP1, there's TP2, and TP3 is up. Yeah, it's up there. So let's go. Let's see if we can get it. After all that, and get stopped out. It didn't go to, no, it didn't go to the other bit. So exit, good job that wasn't used as a signal here. But what have we got? We've now got an order block. It's getting windy outside, so I think that there's bushes pushing against the window and it's making creepy ass noises. So we've got another order block here. Not great because it's huge in comparison to everything else. We'll find out in a minute actually how big it is. That's 12 and a bit. It is a bit bigger than my usual liking, but yeah, 2.5 basically, not enough. See if we can make it better. That's over 4, that's cool. But, you know, is that gonna work? Don't know. Oop. Oh. Yep. And out. Okay, 2 in a row. 2 quick losses in a row. That's all right. So what have we come back down to? Oh, no way. I've moved that out of the way now. That's just a bit confusing. It's blocking. We've just rebalanced with this. Let's click through, see what happens. Now that's left behind a decent order block, but we'd now need to try and chop back up if we can, which we do. It's rebalanced. Okay, no, we'll just keep on going. Just watching price action a little bit. See if it tells us anything. Right, I'm going to jump to the H4, see what's happened, because it's looking quite wicky. Oop. Yeah, okay, so cross, yeah, quite a big range. I think I remember saying that this was quite a big range, so range there, range there. Not really any trades while we're inside of this range unless something screamingly obvious happens, but we want to be going long regardless, really. Unless two big pools of liquidity open up, which is rare. So keep clicking through. Little candles. Midnight. We're into Friday. Yeah, we don't want to be going short, do we? Order block right there, but we don't want to be going short. It's 3:30 in the morning. Do we want to take this long? Do we want to take it? I kind of do. It's been rebalanced. It's a solid rejection, but what's it rejected from? Nothing. Didn't get it anyway, just another rebalance to it. And that didn't hold, obviously, being counter trend. Have we left anything behind? Bit of imbalance in these places. Oh, that's a risk in it. That's a risk. Look at that, 15. Oh, it won't be 15, will it? 10R. No, opportunity's gone. It has passed us by. Now we're just rebalancing. So we're what? 8:45. What was the 8 o'clock candle? Out of curiosity. Looked like a sweep of liquidity, tapped into there, short-lived. I think in real life I think I took a loss right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I took a loss right here. Even though it had been sort of like rebalanced, I saw this as a pullback at the time. So I'll draw this up on the charts just so you can see what I mean. But I think I took a loss on there this morning. Never trade with a hangover, guys. Yes, that would have been, you know, the initial target to get up to the H4, and then you'd hold it up to there. So anyway, it doesn't matter because that happened. All right, so straight in and straight out. And a new order block forming, which looks nice so far. Oh. Probably say, no, I can't do anything yet. All right, there's a body break. I remember that I was looking for this. I think I tried calling this out in the group. There's a couple of order blocks down here. I think the 5 minute makes more sense. Yeah, I confirmed it more sort of on the 5 minute. So we've got this which hasn't rebalanced. Not quite, but you might want to cover that. We don't know. Nah, stick with your normal thing. Don't cover, like, if you're wrong on this one, you're wrong, so. .2 pips. Right, oh, I don't know what happens, so we want the target to be there. No, we don't. We want the next level, H4, at least. Oh, not looking good. Looking better. Leaving behind another order block. If we get another body break, there's another OB left behind. Yep. Alright, so there's another trade right here. Can we get this? Yeah, I'd take that, 3.92. Close enough, isn't it? No need. So there's a good win right there. 9.19. See, I was saying that it's a hell of a week. Like, you know, you want to be trading this strategy, not any of the garbage that you find on YouTube. Well, even though this is on YouTube, it's actually a strategy that works. And yeah, pretty much the close of the week. So anything after 6 o'clock, it's going to do nothing because it never does. There we go, end of the week. And just kind of tapped into the last order block down there, which obviously you wouldn't take because you don't want to hold over the weekend. So that's quite epic. I'm going to get the calculator out for this because we're going to need it. First of all, let's just tally up our wins and losses, all right? Because there's quite a few trades this week, loads and loads of opportunities. Now there was that one. Why did we like smiley face that one? Oh right, yeah, because there was still that trade which was viable. Like you'd do that. Like the thing is, you would do that. That is part of the strategy. Like to here, was that going to be good enough? 3.65, no. But yeah, you would pretty much do that. Oh well, we'll keep it off. So we got 1 win, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 wins. So 8 wins, how many losses? Probably quite similar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I felt like we were racking up the losses right at the end. 5 losses. Total, it was 4.95 plus 4.39 plus, oh no, minus 1 plus 6.62 plus 14.61 plus 13.42 plus 10.94. I think I was that annoyed about this section here and, you know, missing this trade right at the end. We'll tally this one in a second to close, like just to get the number to stick on here, but we'll keep it running for the next video for next week. But I was so annoyed about, you know, missing so much this week and hesitating on a few of the trades as well. I just said to everybody, next week I'm taking absolutely everything that I can get my hands on. So, you know, you just can't really lose. Well, you can't lose at this strategy. It's a game changer. So, and then we got -1, which is that one, and then we got -1, minus another 1, minus another 1. So yeah, if you just started trading at this point during the week, you'd get 4 losses in a row and you'd be quite demoralized. And then we get a win of 9.19. So plus 9.19. Looking mental. And then a close out of this week. I'll tell everyone to close about 8 o'clock. So 8:45, let's close at 8, wherever that is. Yeah, about there, 17.55. So plus 17.55. 76.67, and if you wanted to add that other one as well, just add another 6 to it, 6 and a bit, so round that up to 7, so 77, 83, but we're going to keep it at 76.67 because that's quite catchy for YouTube thumbnails. But I hope that you guys liked it. Quite a long video this time, but you know, well done for those of you who stuck around. Just to let you know that there is a link in the description to join us at FTR if you want to be able to do this week in, week out. It's, you know, if anyone's wondering like, oh, can you pass a prop challenge? Yes. So, you know, it's dead easy. You know, it's simple trading. So, you know, I don't have a course or anything. Everyone just trades the way that I do. There's a few more videos within Discord, which helps refine elements of the strategy for you, stuff which I don't go over in YouTube, like, you know, concepts that I've created, which will help you with probabilities, but, you know, find me a better strategy because there isn't one. So 76.67, and, you know, it's not even fully refined yet. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.